He believed that Africa can go beyond aid, but until you change the education system, you can never do that. So when you come to Ghana and you see the growth in enrollment in our secondary schools, when he became president, there were 800,000 students in our high schools. Today, it's close to 1.3 million students in our high schools. But he was bold and courageous enough to bring about new innovations that was not even tried and tested in Africa. He brought a double track system. Very courageous president, upstaging the status quo and saying to us at the time of the deputy minister and my minister, he said, I'm going to support you to bring about this new innovation so far as it will ensure that children from all nooks and crannies of the country will get opportunity to get ready. He said, if you come through the double track program from every corner of the country to senior high schools, I'm willing to support you. So he announced it and said there's going to be double track in this country, and people were saying, what? How? He was persistent. He provided all the resources. We were able to grow enrollment tremendously. Because in the schools, students were divided into 3 groups. 2 groups are there at any moment and one is home on vacation. Use the same system that has been used in the United States of America whenever there was a huge growth in enrollment. And now we have a story to tell. An African country that has grown secondary enrollment by 50% using existing resources. And then turning around to look at how do I take up the double track and then securitizing a source of revenue, a tax system that funds education. Taking the money today for school construction so that we can have the buildings to educate the children to then pay it down 10 years from now. This is an innovative president. And as I told you, I'm very lucky. So in the first industrial revolution, it was the story of the steam engine. Second industrial revolution, the electricity came, and third industrial revolution, computing and programming. Now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, the fusion between the human and the electrical. You enter a house with biometric identification. That is the fourth industrial revolution. But one profound thing is that in the fourth industrial revolution, education 4.0 is what we need to implement in our various countries. That education 4.0 will not happen if we don't provide modern amenities and equipment and tools. So the new school that the president is building in Ghana, you have 12 science labs. The teachers are in the science lab instructing students. We have science, technology, engineering, and mathematics schools that are being built. You may see some of the images better than schools that are built in America. So we are leapfrogging inequality to say that if you provide the right equipment and tools, our children will be the one that will lead in this fourth industrial revolution. So today, as we welcome you to Ghana, welcome you to a nation that is transforming education as we know it. New curriculum is being implemented to focus on the student, to make the student the center of learning and not a passive participant in the learning process. There are some who say, yes, it served us well in the years past. So why are we talking about this movement? In the years past, very few students were going to high school in Ghana. Probably the best and the brightest in the world to do from the rich homes were going. Now you are bringing everybody on board, making a huge investment, and you better get returns on your investment by teaching them right. And that is what is happening. No, there are various reforms going on in various African countries, and I'm glad we are here to learn from one another, to look at what we can do better, so that Africa's place in the world will not be that we have to wait 120 years to catch up with the rest of the world. The Brookings Institution recently did a study, and they said that For developing nations to catch up with the West, it's going to take 120 years. And is the West going to wait for us? They are not waiting for us. But there was a solution. He said we should leapfrog inequality. So if you don't have buildings, don't wait for 10 years to build before your students will have access to education. Look for innovative strategy that we did in Ghana with the double track to bring in the students as we build schools. That is leapfrogging inequality. You may not have all the tools, but when your teachers are licensed and trained, they will be innovative enough to reach out to the students to bring out the best from among the students so that your students can compete with the rest of the world. Leapfrogging inequality. So when you come to access, you can leapfrog inequality, open the floodgates of education to all. When you come to quality education, you can leapfrog inequality. When it comes to relevance, you have to begin to look at how you use your little resources well. And we know in the field of STEM, we need more numbers. And consequently, we are focusing on STEM under the leadership of the president. So in all fronts, we have to leapfrog inequality so that we can change the fortunes of Africa, so that we can change the fortunes of our various countries. I think better days are ahead of us and not behind us. Some will talk about the good old days, but we need to be talking about the better future that we can create for our various nations. And there's no organization more qualified than Aftra to lead the charge. So Aftra should regulate education. I'll say, to what extent does the regulation lead to student-centered education? To what extent does your regulation lead to a focus on the total child? To what extent is your regulation helping in creating a powerful hidden curriculum? Hidden curriculum. That is not an explicit curriculum. Your practices in the schools that is producing people who believe in themselves and empowered Africans. Individuals who begin to believe that there's an African dream, just like there is an American dream. Individuals who begin to know that they can do everything that they said their minds to. To what extent are we producing those individuals? It's not the curriculum that teaches that, but the comprehension activity you do, the story behind it, is what will help us create the individual African fully empowered. Where is the African classics that every student should read by the time you graduate from high school? Are we telling the story of Kofi Annan, young man from Ghana, who became the head of the world? Are we telling now the story of Jomo Kenyatta and other leaders of the African continent and saying to our children that irrespective of where you were born, one day if you are applying your mind to what you've been taught, you become the best in the world in what you do? Are we telling the story of 10,000-hour rule that says in everything you do, if you want to be an expert in it, if you invest more time in yourself in it, you become the best in the world. Here, Tiger Woods and Serena Williams in Ghana and Sean Nelson and a whole host of people and what they have done in the world. Wow. And we begin to just take it for granted. They invested in themselves. They spent so much time in themselves. And by the time we knew, the world saw them as heroes. Talk about the long distance runners of Kenya who ruled the world. The practice, the time that they had to put in to become the best in the world. Our children can be the best in the world, but they cannot go against or go around the time-tested rules of becoming the best in the world. You know, I'm a teacher and a politician in both professions. We talk. If you can't talk, you lose your job. So I have to remind myself that chief of staff is waiting, and I can't talk too much. So I will end by saying that the future of Africa is in our hands. Make Africa a great continent, or we can make it a mediocre one and blame the West for our woes without looking at what we can do together to change Africa forever. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason is here with us. Let's acknowledge her with a round of applause. Thank you very much. We're grateful to you. I also want to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Eliphas Farin, who is Kenya's High Commissioner to Ghana, here with us as well. Let's give him a round of applause. His Excellency Eliphas has adopted the Ghanaian name Eli Clem. Thank you very much. Let's give him. We have the Namibia High Commissioner to Ghana, Her Excellency Selma Ashipala Musavi, also here with us. Thank you very much. We are grateful to you. We have officers from the Nagrats who are here. Just give us a wave, Nagrats. Yes, let's give them a round of applause. And that's the registrar, Dr. Adamoku's baby as well. He was with Nagrat at some point. We have principals of colleges of education here present. Just give us a wave, principals. Oh, Dr. Tintoro, I see you. Thank you so much. Let's give the principals a round of applause. They're doing massive work here in Ghana relative to education. I also need to acknowledge the presence of the representative from the Commonwealth of Learning, Dr. Beatrice Oganji is here with us. Dr. Beatrice, just give us a wave. Thank you so much. We are grateful to you. And I think it's proper that we do acknowledge those who have been behind the organization of this event, the management, the staff, and all the persons working behind the scenes from the National Teaching Council here in Ghana. They have done a humongous job so far. Let's give them a round of applause. Before I invite the Honorable Minister to step forward again later to introduce to us the Chief of Staff, may I recall Professor Steve to take us through the second investiture of His Excellency the President of Ghana. Prof. Steve? Let's just give Prof. Steve a minute to come in. Otherwise, then, Honorable, I may have to invite you at this point. We can listen. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of re-inviting the Honorable Minister of Education of Ghana to introduce to us the Chief of Staff representing the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Let's again acknowledge the Minister of Education.
thank you for inviting me back. This morning we are honored to have the Honorable Chief of Staff representing the President of the Republic. Before she became the Chief of Staff, she was well prepared. She worked as the Action Aid Country Director. Another organization that she worked with of NSP Netherlands Development, she worked for FAO on the Artisanal Fishery Development Project. He was a lecturer at the University of Ghana, the premier university in Ghana. And at that university, he was the head of the Department of Home Science at the Faculty of Agric. Then she went into politics and became a two-term MP for Ayawase West Wogo in Accra. He also became Deputy Minister for Employment and Manpower Development. And now, the first woman Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana. It is an honor to be introduced to you this morning representing the President of the Republic, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Akosia Freeman Osei Pai. Madam Chief of Staff, your audience is waiting.
Wow.
At this juncture, I will invite all my colleague ministers of education to come up to join. All ministers of education, please come up as Aftra does the investiture for the president. All ministers of education. Professor Oloye, please come up.
Yeah, Professor Oloye is representing Minister of Education, Nigeria. The Chief of Staff will be at the center, she is the social, and the other ministers will be behind. You will step forward, ma'am, and the other ministers will just back you. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Wow.
Host, our host, the Real Strategic Council, Ghana, please come. Our host should come.
That was great.
I have the honor to invite Dr. Carlos from Paris, head of International Teacher Tax Force, to come. This is a very important event. And from UNESCO International Institute, Dr. Emiko, please join us as well. And from Commonwealth of Learning Canada, Dr. Ganje, please come. We all stay behind. Mommy, you step forward. This is the President's honor. The rest will be at your back. Please, let's just be at her back to support her. Please. Yeah, let her be in the middle and feel comfortable. We need more people on the other wing. We need more people on the other wing. Let her feel comfortable. Yeah, Chief of Staff will be at the middle, a step forward. Fine. Absolutely. This is the climax. As my president has explained, this is a gold medal.
Wow.
Aftra doesn't get it anyhow. He hasn't been bidding, except in one or two instances. And as he explained, the president of Ghana was the first elected, and he's been waiting since 2019, disrupted by COVID. And we are most honored that that expected moment has come. And we have the materials for the investiture. And in view of the modalities we've discussed, because the president is being represented, we first bring a life-size portrait of the certificate, a life-size portrait of the other ones you see. This one is life-size. Wow. This one is life-size. This one is life-size certificate of His Excellency, and I'm going to read it before the presentation. Yeah, both of you can be holding it while I read the content. The content stands in lieu of citation because we are cutting everything short. This is from Africa Federation of Teaching Regulatory Authorities Medal of Honor. Certificate to certify that this honor has been bestowed on His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President Republic of Ghana, has earned Aftra Medal of Honor, being the Federation's highest award, reserved for African presidents and heads of state with distinction in the promotion of the teaching profession in their countries and in Africa. And it is invested today, 30th day of May 2022, fully embossed with Aftra seal and signatures of the President and Secretary General of Aftra. A round of applause. Now, this is while they are there, the real medal is here. It's made of pure gold. If you dare, you try. This is also Gold Coast. Yes. So we are not going to put this on Mommy's neck because she's standing in for His Excellency. But we are going to unveil it. Just show you a little so you know it's not an empty box. And we close it again, and this box will be presented for onward transmission to His Excellency. It's already bought as Aftra. Everything is customized. Everything is customized and minted, like Ghana City.
Yeah.
My president, you can just show your audience the medal. A round of applause.
My goodness, good.
Now the medal goes back to the comfort of
the box
while the president makes the presentation.
Wow.
A round of applause. Now the honorable ministers will close in and feel free and take a photograph with the Chief of Staff. Honorable ministers and our special guests, please close in and take a group photograph with her. Mom, you want to open it? She has a phone. Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Please, a round of applause. The Chief of Staff is honoring the medal. It's hard-won, a hard-won medal. And this moment is the moment for Ghana. Her Excellency will be making a speech, but I want to give back this microphone to our host minister. You will invite her when she will make her speech. You will take over from now. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Her Excellency.
So now we welcome Madam Chief of Staff to the podium.
Honorable Ministers of Education, Honorable Minister for Ghana, Dr. Yao Osei Edichun. Honorable Ministers present and members of Parliament,